Hey, what's up, everybody? M.O.N.Comics is coming in today from the state of Maryland. That's right. For anybody that doesn't know, Brandon had a devastating house fire. Him and his wife and kids and their cat, they're okay. They did manage to save some things, but the house has been lost. So as you can imagine, they are going through a lot right now. So he has had to take a step back from recording. But all the rest of us in the comic community did not want his channel to wither and die while he is getting his real life affairs in order. So you will see us over the next few weeks, all taking turns doing videos. And each week you'll probably see a different person on here so that his channel can keep going, so that the YouTube algorithm does not forget about him. And he's really close to 2,000 subscribers. As of recording this right now, he's at 1.99 thousand subscribers. So, let's get him to 2,000 for when he comes back, because that would just be amazing. But anybody that wants to help, obviously subscribe to the channel. And if you're able to, there is a GoFundMe that has been set up. You can go to it here. And all the money that comes from this will go to him and his family to help them out, because as we all know, insurance will take its sweet time getting to you. So this is money that will go directly to him that can help him out now. And I will put this up in the corner here that will be up there throughout the show. So as I said, different creators will take turns over the next few weeks putting videos up so that we can keep his channel going. If you don't know who I am, I'm Dan. I usually do shows on the Codex station, but tonight I am doing shows for M.O.N.Comics. So I wondered what I could do, what kind of show I could do on here, because I wanted something that would be true to who Brandon is and what his channel is. Because I'm sure, as everybody who watches this knows, Brandon is just the most wonderful guy. He's so nice. He does so much for the community. He does so much to help out smaller channels and help give them exposure. So it really is a privilege and an honor to be able to step up and just do a little bit of something to help him out. So in fact, one of the books here, you could see this Hellboy that I have here, I got from him from a contest that he ran that I won. I got a bunch of stuff in that. I got that. I got some stuff that's hanging up. I got this awesome Man-Thing plushie here that, as everybody who knows him knows, that Ted, that's his boy. That's his favorite character. So like I said, I was thinking, what can I do to do a video that would stay true to M.O.N.Comics? Another thing we all know about Brandon is he loves his monster and horror books. I do not have the collection that he does. I do not have the pre-code Marvel horror books or the some of the great stuff he has, but I got a little stuff. So we're going to go through, I'm going to show that. So anybody that was a fan of comics and independent comics in the 90s probably knows who this character is. Evil Ernie and Lady Death. I was a big fan of them in the, I mean, I still am, but but when these came out, now these are the first few trades that I have here of Evil Ernie. Lady, and Lady Death got her own spin-off. She was wildly popular for a good long time. These were awesome, just fun, violent, over-the-top, ridiculous comics. And the premise was that Evil Ernie was an abused kid. He goes into this asylum. They hook him up to this machine to try and help him. He ends up seeing Lady Death, who says, bring about Megadeth, kill everyone on Earth, and I can come up and be with you. And if you could see Lady Death, you would know why a teenage boy would want to be with her. So he gets himself in this machine again. It explodes. He dies. He comes back, and chaos ensues, hence Chaos Comics. And the original series had this black and white art that was fantastic. Yeah, it was written by Brian Pulido and art by the late great Stephen Hughes. And this loved Smiley. That was his little button that he wore on his jacket. After the first series, then the rest of them actually did go color, and yeah, I do have some of the individual issues, but the original ones, his first appearances, especially for that first series, can get very, very pricey. So I have these trades. As you could probably tell, they are well worn. I've read them many times. I've given them to friends to read. A little spicy there for you. Given them to friends to read. In fact, I also am a musician and have played in bands over the years. On my first album, I actually had a song called Megadeth that is about Evil Ernie. So for anybody that is a fan of 90s indie comics and horror, I hope that was a nice throwback for you. Like I said, I don't have the pre-code books that Brandon has, but I have a few, somewhat older books, like this one from Marvel from January 1973, Frankenstein. This was written by Gary Frederick with art by the great Mike Ploog, lettered by John Costanza. And this is the first appearance of Marvel's Frankenstein. Now, there was an appearance in X-Men issue 40, but that wasn't actually Frankenstein. That was an android. This is the first appearance. And these next few books I'll show you, I got all these for like $2 out of digging at some bins in a used bookstore that's relatively close to me. So I was psyched to find these. I have that one, and I have issue 8, which is, I looked it up online. It says January 1974, but the copyright inside says 1973, but doesn't have a month. So I'm not 100% sure on that. It's also written by Gary Frederick with art by the great John Buscema, inked by John Verpoorten, colored by Linda Lessman, and lettered by Gene Izzo. And the significance of this issue 8 is this is the first meeting of Dracula and Frankenstein in Marvel Comics. So I got these 2 issues when I found them there. They actually had the whole run minus 1 issue. I didn't have enough money for it because I picked these up and a couple other things. Went back like a week or 2 later. I was like, I'm going to buy the rest of them. And they were all gone. So I only have these 2 issues, which I would have liked to have the others, but, maybe one day. But another horror book that is written by Gary Frederick is this one, these couple books from this Atlas Comics, not Atlas that then became Marvel. This is an independent book, independent company. So this is Fright, featuring Son of Dracula, that was written by Gary Frederick with art by Frank Thorne. And the editor, interestingly, was Larry Lieber, the younger brother of Stan Lee, also co-creator of Thor and Iron Man. And this issue is the first appearance and origin of the Son of Dracula. And it's the only one. They put out 1 issue, and that was it. They didn't put out any other issues. Atlas did not last very long. And again, I got this for $2. I thought, you know what? That's a cool, fun, weird, old kind of horror book that'd be, an interesting thing to have in the collection. So I picked that up. And at the same time, because I got all these at the same place, I also got this from Atlas Comics, issue 1 of Planet of Vampires from February 1975. Now, this ran more than 1 issue. This ran for 3 issues, and it was loosely based on Planet of the Apes. Basically, they just had these, they took the apes out of the story and replaced them with vampires. A group of astronauts that were on a mission came back to Earth and found that it was overrun with vampires. Now, the script on this is very early work by Larry Hama of G.I. Joe and Wolverine fame, and pencils by Pat Broderick, who did much work over the years, and inks by Frank McLaughlin. Like I said, this one actually ran 3 issues. It was a little more successful than Fright, but not much more. And you know, there's the old horror stuff, but there's also the new horror stuff too. And there's a ton of it out there, but I'm just going to show one series that is extremely popular right now, and that is Mark Spear's Monsters. Now, this is the issue 0, the free comic book day one. If you're not familiar with this, Mark Spears is an artist who did these as a set of trading cards that was extremely popular. So then he did a Kickstarter to do some comics, which was extremely popular, and now it's being published by Keenspot. And the artwork in this is just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it is, you know, spectacular is just not even the right word for this. And the first few issues sold out, have gone into second, third, fourth, fifth printings for some of them. Like I said, this is the issue 0, the free comic book day one. I also have this issue 1, which is the 4th printing. And like I said, I mean, look at this artwork. That is just spectacular. And one of the things that I think is cool that I like about this series is, I mean, look at that Dracula. Is there's a ton of different covers and different homage covers, and to make sure that you get to see them all in case you can't buy them, they print them on the back of each issue. They print what all the different covers are for that issue, which I think is super cool, because then you're able to check out all the amazing artwork. This is the 3rd printing of issue 2 with this really cool Wolfman cover. And again, you know, you get to see the different covers that are on the back here. And we have issue 3, the 2nd print of issue 3. And again, you see these great covers: Undead Elvis, Jaws homage. And now we're getting into the point where I actually have the first prints of them. This one for issue 4, which is, I mean, I think that speaks for itself, doesn't it? And now they're printing the alternate covers on the inside here. Issue 5, which, let me know what you think in the comments. Well, the first time I saw this guy who's the kind of the protagonist of the book, I thought that really reminded me a lot of Cad Bane from Star Wars. So you let me know what you think. And again, all these really cool alternate covers and homage covers. Issue 6, which is the current issue as of recording this video. Issue 7 is getting ready to come out soon, as you can see a few there. And then I also got the blank sketch variant for issue 6. I have an art page on Instagram, so I do a lot of sketch covers and other art that I post on there. And I've been wondering what to do with this. I kind of had a couple ideas, thinking maybe I would do Creature from the Black Lagoon, or I might do Wolfman Howling at the Moon, or the Mummy, or maybe, you know, I grew up as a huge fan of the Monster Squad. Maybe I do a Monster Squad character on there. I'm not sure. So I thought, you know what I'll do for this? I want you guys to all leave something in the comments and let me know who or what I should draw on the cover of this. And whichever one gets the most votes, or, you know, is something that really jumps out to me where I'm like, yeah, I think that's cool, I'll draw it on here. And when it's done, I'll auction it off, sell it, you know, figure out how to do that. And whatever money comes from that, I will send right off to Brandon. So make sure to drop a comment and let me know what you think would look cool on the cover of this. And again, you know, make sure that there we go. Make sure that you go to his GoFundMe and donate whatever you can. Every little bit helps. Every little dollar. You know, he's got 2 young daughters, and, you know, it's one thing when you're an adult to lose your house and to lose just about everything you own. But when you're a child, and, you know, it's tough to understand. One of them just had a birthday, so we want to make sure that we are giving enough money that they can, you know, kind of normalize everything for them and for themselves. So whatever you're able to give, please do. Share it with whoever you can. And again, Brandon, like I said at the top of this, Brandon's a wonderful guy. You know, a real pillar of this community. He's helped out so many people. So, you know, now it's our turn to step up and help him out. So thank you for watching this video. Click like, click subscribe. Again, let me know in the comments what you'd like to see on the cover of this. Until next time, keep reading those comics.